am Danielle Kane, and I am the host here of this really awesome podcast, 5D All Day with Spirit Calling. And we meet every month. And what I like to do is kind of have fluid conversations with all of the members from Spirit Calling, kind of how you came to find Spirit Calling and a little bit about your journey, whether you've had an awakening or you're just curious. And we talk about each other's journeys, and then we can kind of go and break off from there. It's very fluid. I don't have anything scripted or planned. And I just love having conversations. So that's what this is all about. So thank you for joining in. It's Billy, right? And Richard
Yes.
and Nicole. So we'll do a little introduction. Nicole, do you want an introduction today, or is it not the right time?
I can say something if
Okay, cool.
you don't mind not seeing me.
I don't mind at all. Well, why don't we start
Okay,
off
yeah.
with Nicole since she's already on, and then again, a few minutes just about how you've come to find Spirit Calling, and a little bit about what brought you here, what your journey looked like, and what are you up to these days as far as that, what that means to you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Hmm.
So I have been a part of Spirit Calling for a couple years now. I found it through Danielle, who it was just like the most perfect timing. We kind of came into it around the same time. She was a little before me, but I was when I had my chat with Pamela at the beginning of Spirit Calling, though, to find out everything, we ended up having some things in common and really bonded too. And it was just like instant match of energy, and it just felt like the right place to be. So I was really excited to sign up and be a part of this community, and just seeing how it's been growing and expanding and shifting in the past couple of years has been really exciting to be a part of. And just, yeah, everything that we've come to be now. I'm really excited to be, yeah, again, part of this group. I have my the courses in the group tab. I've added some things in there. I have a chakra course in there that I created, as well as I do all the monthly sound healings for our community, which I've really enjoyed doing. I've been doing that for a couple of years now, so please check those out if you haven't. Every month there's a new track to a different frequency or a different intention. So yeah, with that, I'm still creating music a lot. Creating a bunch of custom frequency tracks for people who need just anything really, any alignment or a specific thing that they're working on. So if that resonates at all, let me know. I have a website where you can check that out, awakeningmassmeditations.com. But yeah, I've been shifting that platform a little bit, my website, and just actually getting more into focusing strictly on the sound healing frequencies, which has been really rewarding to me. So yeah, that
That's
is
awesome.
me in a nutshell with spirit calling.
Wonderful. I loved it. I loved how, when Nicole and I met, which I'll probably tell that story a little bit just to tie in. And Billy, you and I are, probably have a lot in common too of how we've come to this place and what work you're doing now. It's
Mhm.
almost exactly the same journey as mine. But Nicole and I met through Telegram. A friend of mine's like, "You want to get some news? Go on Telegram." And I'm like, "Okay, I
Mhm.
don't know anything about that." And that's where I found Nicole on her channel. That's where she was doing all of her meditations as one of her channels. And I thought she was this like celebrity, I had no idea that she's someone who would become a very good friend. And we actually met in the physical, which was even better.
The best
And
thing.
yeah, and when I told her, Pamela was one of my clients at my gym. So I also co-own a gym with my husband. And Pamela came in, and she saw the altar that we had because we do sound healings. Hello.
Hi,
We do
Dante.
sound healings at our gym, and she was like, "What is this all about?" And then she told me about Spirit Calling, and she's like, "You should join." And then I joined, and then I'm like, "Nicole, you have to join because they need people like you in this community." So I'm so grateful. And when you said years, you've been doing this for years, it's like, oh my gosh, we're in like fast forward, you
Isn't
know?
that crazy? I
So
can't
crazy.
even fathom, but yeah, it's been flying.
Yes, it really has. Awesome, awesome. Is it Shanta?
Shantae.
Shantae.
Yes.
Awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
Shantae.
Thank you.
I
Hi,
love
So
it.
we
Shantae.
hi hi Richard, how are you?
Doing
This is
good,
like our
thanks.
group from our meditation yesterday. It's
Oh, was
awesome.
Yeah.
it? Oh, good. You'll have to chime in and tell me how it was. Well, Shantae, we're going around just doing a little introduction. I'm going to go right now to Billy and then Richard and then you, and then we'll
Okay.
kind of get into letting the conversation flow. Does that sound
Okay.
okay?
Sounds great to me.
All right, great. All right, Billy, go ahead. Give us a little intro.
I am Billy Rogers. I just wanted to say to Nicole, I've only listened to your recording for um September, and it's beautiful. I love it. It's
Oh, thank you so
absolutely
much.
beautiful.
That's
You
great.
can,
Um,
yeah, get all the past months too. It doesn't matter if they were past months, they're still there for you. So I hope you enjoy all of
yeah,
them.
that's awesome. I want to figure out how to get them on my phone so I can take them around with me throughout the day and listen. But
Hmm.
I am newly awakened. That sounds strange to say that, but I've been all my life trying to make sense of the Bible.
Mm,
That's just the Bible's been my life. I've always questioned it. There's always been things in the Bible that I have a really hard time with, but I also was very into believing that the Bible was the infallible word of God, and if you didn't believe the Bible, you were going to hell. And that's how I raised my kids. I homeschooled all my kids and
I'm a homeschooler.
raised raised all my kids in the Bible. And even though there was, so many things in the Bible that I disagreed with or that I was trying to make sense, I truly believed that it was the infallible word of God. And I was afraid to I was afraid to think anything different. So I was very big into researching. I was researching like lots of extra biblical books, just trying to make the Bible make sense. And um, I guess between 53 and 54, I, I don't know. I guess you could say I was probably at my wit's end, and I was just on a path of something had to change because I hated, I hated my life. I hated the fact that I was a woman because I was so deep in the Bible.
Hmm.
I just told God, if this is really your word, if this is really the infallible word of God, then I can no longer serve you. And if it means I'm going to hell, then I guess that's my lot because I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore.
Wow.
And as soon as I said those words, and it was a process. I had to die to the Bible. I know that sounds strange, but
No,
I
no,
had to
not
die
here.
to it.
It's
But
almost like you had a death and a rebirth. Honestly, that's a
yes,
conscious
and
shift,
that's how I
conscious
feel.
awakening of
Once
like
I took the
something different.
biblical glasses off, it was like everything looked so different,
Yeah.
and everything made sense in a different way, and it's just like no wonder that didn't jive in the Bible because it wasn't true.
Mm,
It was messed with, it was manipulated.
absolutely.
It was just, yeah, it's totally changed my life, and I don't ever want to go back. I don't ever want to go back. But it's not all roses either because I did a good job at homeschooling my kids in the
Yeah.
Bible, and my two youngest sons are both preachers, and one of them thinks I'm now into witchcraft because I do healing hypnosis, and
Hmm.
it's just it's not easy.
Yeah. No, it's
But
not.
I truly feel like I'm on the right path now, and I don't ever want to get off of it again.
I think the one thing that you have too is that you have that knowledge of that experience and you can relate to some things that you've studied, right? Where I
Yeah.
come from, and I want to just chime in because my parents were allowed us to kind of choose our path, our religious path, which really was difficult because usually you get brought in by your parents. Everyone that was around me was Catholic, and I so badly wanted to be part of something. My mom said, when you're an adult, you can choose your faith. You can choose where you want to go, which I appreciated that. But I found that it was very difficult when I would go to church. I would get all the way till the end, and then there would be one message that just didn't match up. Like and even with like the Hare Krishna, I've gone to them too. Like you can't we will not open our hearts to anyone that's not a devotee. And I'm like, nope, that's not what Christ
I don't
or
know.
God
That's
wanted.
one I don't know anything about.
Yeah, and they're all very similar messages, but it's one of those things where it's like an all or nothing kind of message. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not the word. And I could feel
Yeah.
it in my being. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
not right. And
And
I
I
would,
don't ever want to be that kind of person
yeah.
again. I feel so bad that I ever was because I've turned a lot of people away in my life because I was trying to
Because they
follow
weren't
the
practicing your
Bible.
faith, right? They were not
Yes,
allowed to be kind of in your circle.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
But
it's hard. It's hard
it
though. You
is.
almost needed that part of your experience in order to prepare you for this part of your life, you know?
I kept asking myself why, why?
Yeah.
Why did it take me so long? Why did I have to go through all that? Why did I have to be so blind and brainwashed? But yet at the same time, I wasn't completely, because I always had problems with it,
Yeah, yeah.
you know?
But you would just needed it was your time. That who knows when our time is, but your time is now, right? And now you're
Yeah.
shifting into the new Billy of whatever that is as far as your growth. So that's a beautiful story. And I can't wait to chit chat a little bit more about what you're working on and we can go from there. Richard, tell us a little bit about you. And thank you, Billy.
Well, I joined Spirit Calling. My wife was passed away recently, and I'm an introvert, so I needed to change my life, and I did. I
I'm
left
sorry to hear about
Massachusetts.
your loss.
Thanks. So I left Massachusetts, moved to Berkeley Springs, and don't know anybody here, and no relatives, nothing, and meeting people, and I really just wanted to. I was getting involved with the Arlington Institute, and the founder passed away recently. And we're trying to form a different group. Got a meeting tonight, about seven of us,
Okay.
trying to. Uh,
That's exciting. That's great.
yes. So we're basically, the way I understand things, the United States is probably going to split, and it's going to be the technocrats, and the other one is going to be the free loving, get along, grow your own food. Just
I feel like we are shifting. The new earth is really like splitting, if you know that concept. I mean, Nicole and I had a conversation offline about how we really felt around the time of, and I will just say like Charlie Kirk, I really felt like that was the big
Mm,
obvious moment that people were just jumping ship from whatever side, right? Whatever that is,
yeah.
or completely following that one path.
Yeah, just a second.
yeah.
I
So
completely agree.
so I knew I had to get out of Massachusetts. I was afraid I was going to get maybe the New England states would just lock you in, and it
They
wouldn't.
bring back what happened before in the past. I hope not.
No, I hope not. But
No, I'm just teasing. I'm just
I just knew I had to get out of there and get into the country more,
yeah.
and trying to get involved with a new group of people. We're trying to find out if we click. And there's one lady that's just down the street where I am, and she's going to open up her whole front yard to a garden. So we got to build a garden. Going to start maybe next spring, selling the vegetables to the local restaurants, and the group who works there can take what they want to, and just try to be self-sufficient. And listen to Pamela a few different times on YouTube and different podcasts that she went into, and I resonated with it, so I joined. And I've kind of been a rebel all my life anyway. I don't like authority.
Yeah. I love it. I love
So another reason why I left Massachusetts was I couldn't resonate with anybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very I went and visited Salem, Massachusetts. I did a witch womb healing like about 2 years
Oh,
ago.
wow.
It was a very interesting it just I felt like the chains on my ankles, honestly, when I walked downtown. I could feel heaviness around my ankles.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I definitely believe that there's some heavy energy there for sure.
Yeah.
So I can
There,
imagine how you felt. And you probably, who knows how many, regardless of what your belief system is, but we're all tied somehow over there with, experiences. And if you're drawn to that and now you're starting to feel like, okay, I think my time's done there. Maybe you've completed a cycle.
I did.
Yeah.
I absolutely did. I go out to supper with people. I do my own thing. I'm happy here. It's just nice.
Now, what are you in the country in Massachusetts? Or are you in a completely different state?
Oh no, well, yeah, man. I moved to West Virginia,
You said West
Berkeley.
Virginia. Okay. Because I
Ber-
didn't know if you just
Ber-
went to the country. I'm like, is there, I don't know how vast Massachusetts is as far as if there is any country left in that
well,
place.
well, there is, but
But
all
you
the
went
time,
to West Virginia.
yeah,
Love it.
yeah. It's I think it's 550 miles away, but
Wonderful. Wonderful.
it's nice here. People are friendly. They're good.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just trying to build a different community where we can be self-sufficient and we get
Absolutely.
along. So we're trying to just trying
You're
to
really bringing it in. That's what it's all about. And I think that you said the split of people are going to be self-sufficient. We're kind of going to be in our own new place, and it's just going to be harmonious, and it's you're just going to keep growing your group and just living your life
that's
and be
right.
in alignment with the people that are around you. That's what it sounds like you're already doing it.
I am. We are. And so yeah,
I
it's
could see, look how happy you are. You have such a beautiful
Mm-hmm.
smile.
thanks. It's a process.
Yeah,
But
it
yeah,
sure is. I live in New Jersey, so it's heavy here still, you
oh
know.
yeah. Oh
There's a
yeah.
reason why they call it the armpit of the country. But
Yeah.
eh, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I just have conversations, you know, and sometimes you can pick and feel, see where people are. But
Yeah.
I find like a lot of people are still just being in the busyness of life, you know, busyness of life. And then what they do to avoid how that feels is they'll consume alcohol and watch sports. And that's pretty much what I see a lot and witness a lot. So it'll be nice for at some point to see a little bit of shift of that. Right now, my life still needs to be here, but I wish I could go out to West Virginia and live with you. I'd help you. We already have a garden in our backyard, but we need people like, you know, that want to co-share it. And
Mm.
so I love what you're doing. And thank you so much for sharing it. And thanks so much for being part of this community. We need
Oh,
people
you
like
want
you to show us the way showers, right? How we step away. And sometimes it takes a loss, right? Which is really not a loss. It's just a shift, right?
right?
And now this was part of your course to finish out
Yes.
what you're doing here.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, they talk about this 3I Atlas, how it's going to change
Yes.
religions and everything else. And there's going to be people looking for groups that they can, how do I put it, get along with.
Yeah.
They're going
Community.
to break the old systems.
I love
So,
what you said because I was just hearing about this 3I Atlas and I was very curious about it. So I want to circle back to that. About what you think. Some people say it's not so harmonious, that it's actually more of like an Anunnaki kind of operation or some type of craft. But I'm listening just as an observer. I don't really know much about it other than that I've heard a lot of people like this woman, Carrie Cassidy. I don't know if you know who she is,
yeah,
but she's someone that it looks like an intuitive and she speaks on her own channels. And I was listening to her quite a bit because I was also curious about her what she thinks this whole Charlie Kirk thing is. And I felt very, very in alignment with what she had to say, which I can share here later when we're done. But
Oh,
let's go
yeah.
to Shantae. I would love to hear, thank you, Richard, hear a little
welcome.
bit more about you. I don't know if we ever met.
Me or
Yes,
Richard?
you and
No,
I don't know if,
no, I've never met you, Danielle. This is my first time on
oh,
5D, but
thank you for coming.
you're welcome. I've been with Spirit Calling for a little over 3 months, almost 4 months now.
Okay,
Um,
wonderful.
I,
Well, welcome.
like Richard, saw, uh, I've been on my own little, um, I moved out to Tennessee to get away from Louisiana. I was in the oil field for a long time.
Okay.
And I decided my husband needed to retire at 25 years. We were with him. So he retired and became a postman out here in Irwin, Tennessee.
Oh, wonderful.
And we moved out here to the mountains. We love it. We're not far from you, Richard.
Oh, oh wow.
So it's
Hey, look
abs
at that. Make a trip.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. I actually am making a trip up to, I think it's in West Virginia. It's Princeton because I'm going to see Wendy Kennedy. If any of y'all heard of her.
No.
She's a
No.
channel. Channels of Pleiadians. Daryl Aiken's going to be there with Bashar
Okay. Oh, yes.
and Pamela. Anarcha, I forget her last name. She
That could be a
channels.
cool event. Is this like a retreat or is this an
It's
event?
it's it's a like a retreat event in
Okay.
Princeton, West
That's
Virginia.
wonderful. Awesome.
So you just there. It's a 3-day weekend in November. So I'm going to go up there
That'll be a
you
lot
know,
of fun.
yeah, they have workshops that you can go to the different ones, which one
Yeah.
you align with. But
Hmm.
yeah, we moved out to Tennessee, and I've always been into the alien slash. I'm a volunteer member of Disclosures with Stephen Greer,
Yes.
and yeah, I
Yep.
we do Zoom meetings every week, and we set up things and try to get the word out and help disclose um about our galactic family. And
Well, I would love to keep talking about that because that's something we have not talked a lot about. And if I have people that are versed in that, let's go for it. So
yeah,
awesome.
that's quite interesting. I've got
Yeah.
I'm a member with group. Some of my our locals, Tennessee and Georgia, Alabama, are all scientists, and we've got a couple senators on there. So it's representatives, state representatives, that we do a Zoom meeting and try to collaborate and come up with ideas of how to disclose this. We also write our representatives and our senators, emailing them, talking to them, calling them, getting them on the
Hmm.
horn, getting their constituents going. So
Great.
it's
Look at
exciting.
you. That's great. That's what we need. We need pioneers
Yes.
like yourself
Yeah, I'm
to
I'm
stay on board. Um, how did you find Spirit Calling?
So Spirit Calling, I love Next Level Soul with
Hmm.
Alex Fieri, and I just love watching the different shows, the
Yeah.
movies that they put on there. I have the app on my phone, and and for like months, for a year now, I've been like, I know there's a community that I should be involved in,
Hmm.
and be a part of. And I looked at all, and I literally have watched so many and watched channels, just so many things. And one day Pamela popped up on Next Level So, and I was like, hey, and almost like a calling, you know what I mean? And I was like, I resonated with her, and I started watching every single thing she's done.
Hmm. Oh, that's
Reading,
great.
watching, following, and I was like, that's my girl there. That's my girl.
Yeah.
And so I just messaged her and said, I don't know how to become a part of your group. I didn't know anything about spirit calling, but
Yeah.
I know you're my girl. So
Oh,
how
that's
do I get
awesome.
started? And she tuned me into spirit calling, and then I started doing the meetings with Richard and
Yeah, I got to get on those
everybody.
meetings.
Yeah.
I'm in the thick of like sport. I have young children, so I'm in the
Oh,
middle of, and I'm a homeschooler as well.
oh,
I'm a business owner. I have another part-time job. So like I'm like a little bit of everywhere.
me too. Me too.
Explains my generator personality type. I'm so glad that you guys are meeting and using the meeting room because when this first got created, it was all brand new, bells and whistles. Because before this platform was created, there was like a Wix app that we were on, and
Okay.
she was building this. So
Okay.
was something that was so great to have, access to be able to be like, hey, everybody, can you just pick up and meet in the meeting room? So I love that you guys are chatting.
Oh yes, we just started a new. Richard, was you there Tuesday? Okay, I know you weren't. You probably weren't there Tuesday, but
No.
we started a
No.
new Tuesday talk on our own.
Okay.
So like you just can, and for Billy, you can just all you do is go to the group meeting, and not the events. This is the only one we do the events page, and it goes off on Zoom. But Billy, you were there. Were you there? Well, you were there for the yesterday with Nicole. So
Right.
you do the same thing on Tuesday, and I think we do it about 5 o'clock. But Tracy throws a little message up there, and we just get
I
in
saw
there
that
and
Tracy put one like, hey, I just wanted
yeah.
to meet. That's great. That's great.
And so we
Awesome.
were we had a great meeting, a really great meeting.
Oh,
So
wonderful. Oh my gosh. That's
just a
great.
Tuesday talks we called it. So
That's great.
just Friday and today, the 5D
Right.
was
There's
about
one later on today. And I
yeah.
love this too because I mean the purpose of this too is to like emit our energy, our frequency
Mm-hmm.
to again get our other light workers, whoever's ready, whoever's just awakening that if this meets them at some level, that's why I wanted to have these conversations because we're all at different places in our lifetime when that happens, when we get the call, right? That's why I love spirit
Absolutely.
calling. It's like we get it when just whenever the right timing is.
Yep.
And sometimes it's early on, we're born with something, we don't know what's going on, and sometimes it's way later in our life. So wonderful. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining us.
You're
Now, I
welcome.
don't
Thank
know
you.
who Zoom user is, and this is Rochelle, right? too. We're just introducing ourselves a little bit, how we found Spirit Calling, a little bit about our journey, whether,
Rachel.
is it Rachel or Rochelle?
It's Rochelle.
Oh, I've
Rochelle.
always called you Rachel.
Oh,
Sorry,
that's okay. I
Rochelle.
probably didn't even
And
notice.
I mispronounced your name. I'm terrible with names sometimes too. So, well, Rochelle, let's have you introduce yourself a little bit, and then I'm not sure what your name is. Zoom.
Actually, give me a minute because I'm
Yeah.
in the drive-through at
Okay. Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Do
Oh,
your thing. So, can you hear me? I'm not sure what your name is that you joined us later. Yeah,
Louise. Her name is Louise.
Luis, join us.
Hi.
We have Zoom user
Yes,
and owner. Yeah, Nicole's
I
here.
know I had a really difficult time being able to join.
Oh,
And
we have a
finally,
problem going on. I'll have to fix
okay,
that. I apologize about that.
that's okay. I don't know why it says Zoom user, probably because I went into Zoom separately instead of the link and
Yeah.
then typed in the meeting
Okay. That's
number because
okay.
I couldn't access it any other way.
Gotcha. What
So
I
my
think is
name is
happening.
Louise.
Oh, hi, Louise.
I'm retired. I've had experiences all my life, but I never really had any guidance to understand what was going on. But there's been a variety of things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then, as far as Pamela, I saw her on Next Level Soul. I love Next Level Soul. Has a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also saw her on Emilio Ortiz, Just Tap In, I think it's called, or something like that. And it really resonated with me. And I thought, okay, it was nice to see someone talk about the beginning phase of their journey. I've just started channeling. And it's so new, and I have doubts, and I don't know what I'm doing, and all of that. So it was just nice to see that, okay, it is a journey. It's just, I just have to live through it and ride the wave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I love
I
how
joined.
authentic that Pamela is, and if you saw her on Next Level, so you probably saw that, and that gave you your confidence too to continue to do this journey. I mean, that's what it is. It's like, you have it innately in you, and now you're exploring it. So I thank you so much for doing what you're doing.
Well, I have the time. I'm retired now, right? So I have
Yeah.
no excuses. My distractions are more limited.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Rochelle, are you ready now?
Yes, I'm back. I saw Pamela on, or I heard her on the Skeptic Metaphysicians.
Okay.
And I'm very, very new in my journey. I don't talk to spirits or any of that kind of stuff. I'm still trying to learn how to meditate.
Yeah.
But
That's okay.
um,
The
I mean,
fact
I
that
do
you
get
even are
signs.
aware that
Yeah,
something's there.
I do get signs now. I ask for signs and they happen, and I can see the synchronicities happening in life. So I know that that's all part of the process, and just getting to hear everybody's stories has been really great in
Hmm.
all of our paths.
That's
So
wonderful. And sometimes it's like for me, I feel like you too. I'm very curious about everything, so I'll like dip my hands in everything. Like I did hypnosis, and it's so funny because Billy and I have the very similar path. I started doing quantum healing hypnosis. I got a session myself. That's how my awakening journey started. And it started with my sister recommending Dolores Cannon, and I was desperate because I was in a really deep place, dark place. And then it led me to other practitioners and just exploring just the practice. So, but for me now,
yeah,
it doesn't
I've always
necessarily mean
felt
that's what you
felt
do.
like I've got some kind of healing that needs to happen. I
Yeah,
have hardly any memories of childhood or any of that kind
interesting.
of stuff. But I actually, on the 14th of October, I have a session booked with the same person, the lady that can't think of her name now, but I also heard her on the Skeptic Metaphysicians, and she's going to be talking to the community on the 15th.
Okay.
And
Oh,
I
nice.
asked Spirit, I had heard her, and I was like, oh my goodness, I really want to book a session with her. But then I was like, okay, wait a minute. So I asked Spirit to give me a sign if it was supposed to happen. And that sign came. So I booked. And then the next day, Pamela posted on the site that she was going to speak to the group. So I was like, okay.
Samara?
And
Is it
my
Samara?
session's
When is that? Is she
Is that
speaking to the group?
is it
on the
Samara?
15th. No, it's, I can't
No?
think of her name. She's got the short hair. She's
Hmm.
Is
I'd
it the
have to look.
15th of September? I mean,
The
October?
15th of October, yeah.
Uh,
Wonderful.
And I have a session with her on the 14th, which happens to be my son's birthday also.
Oh, very cool.
Oh,
So
Very nice. Well, welcome. And I'm glad that all of you are here. And I love having new faces share because it means a lot. It really does to kind of figure out what this is. Like I can't tell you how many times I'm like, what is it that we're witnessing? What is it that's real anymore, right?
A new
That's
a new paradigm shift.
it really is. I mean, it's funny because we were watching a video of this person having an overlay and it was a male and it was actually portraying a female. It almost looked like Taylor Swift and how this person was talking and projecting. And you would just never know that that person had a completely different image than what was presented online. So I'm finding what we're actually seeing. I'm really seeing this as a show. Everything that we're seeing is to me again. I don't know where everybody else is, but especially what's just happened in recent events. Things are scripted, and I'm seeing it so much more clearly. And people are saying things are not adding up. People are not accepting what they used to tell us, right? Just know
absolutely.
this is what happened. We're moving on. And people are like, no, 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 no. That's not, and they're not going to let it go. And I think that's a huge step for us, right? Because we're now aware, our awareness, um, and it's shifted a lot of people. Yeah, it's all a show. Absolutely. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, this month has been huge. Can anyone share what it's meant to them and what they're witnessing?
Yeah, I can. You don't know what to believe anymore.
Hmm.
Amen.
I mean, just yesterday, let me read this to you.
Sure, please.
There's a subprime auto market and a company called Tricolor First Brands Group. 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, they had a AAA rating,
Hmm.
and then they just filed bankruptcy. All of them those two companies just went under.
Interesting.
And all these asset-backed credits, the several large banks have also been caught up in the collapse, including JP Morgan Chase, Fifth Third, which are exposed to losses in the hundreds of millions of dollars worth of auto loans.
Wow.
And this just happened.
Like today?
And within the last few days, or within a week. But 3 weeks ago, they had a AAA rating, and the people are saying, well, how'd that happen? J.P. Morgan is supposed to be one of the most sophisticated
Yeah,
analysis company in the world,
true.
and how'd they miss that?
Mm-hmm.
And even maybe 3 weeks ago, and I'm sure everybody knows this, but Vietnam just froze 86 million bank accounts.
No, I didn't hear that.
So things are changing, and you
Yeah.
almost don't know what to believe.
Right. Well,
They're
Billy is saying
trying.
that the darkness wants you to be confused. Absolutely. I mean, and not only that, like Charlie Kirk's um passing was definitely a distraction for I think a lot of these things that are happening right now. Um,
Well,
There's
they
so many
want.
things that are not on the normal kind of news also. So
mhm,
we're not getting a really good picture of what's occurring all over the world. I didn't know about Vietnam. I have tuned out of a lot of things simply because I didn't like the energy and how it was impacting my view of things.
sure.
And so I made a conscious decision to, yes, I'll tune into the news every once in a while, or I'll look at just the headlines,
Yeah.
but I don't want to get back into that mindset that I was in before where it's all doom and gloom
Hmm.
because they don't show us all the good things that are happening, and they
Absolutely.
don't even show us all of the challenges that are happening all over the world either. So we're just not really seeing what's taking place.
Absolutely. I stopped watching mainstream media a long time ago. I'm like, turn that thing off, mom. My mom still watches it a lot. And I'm like, listen, if it's not positive, if it's not changing, if it's making you mad and angry, it's probably that's the whole point of its job, right? Where I feel like if you can get to a point where you're listening and you're saying everyone's kind of saying the same narrative, right? Then you start to realize that's a program, right? We're being programmed right now.
It's a
And
confidence game.
absolutely.
If you believe what they're telling you, then they're winning. If
Hmm.
you question it, well,
Yeah,
then
they
you're
don't
on.
like that.
No,
That's
they
right.
don't.
And it's
let me-
all
Absolutely.
the partial truths. Like you don't get the full story. You get,
Yes.
there's a partial truth, but you have to use your discernment to try and say or figure out, okay, well, that may be true, but that doesn't mean that's the whole story. You know, there's a leaning towards something.
Sure.
And I just want the truth, right? I just want to know what it is. Just give me facts. Let me
Truth seekers.
decide for myself.
let me
Well,
I
say,
have learned to say
Ev-
not in my world. Anytime I hear any of that stuff, it's not my world. And maybe your world, but it's not in my world.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Well, and
let me,
either if you listen to any of it, it's all about he's wrong, she's wrong, they're evil, it's their fault. It's all hate. I mean, that's all
Yeah.
you hear is so much
Yes.
hate. It's just
I
Yeah.
am so tired of the blame game.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
So
And
tired.
it's orchestrated that way. It's made that way to keep everybody at each other so that we don't come together.
that's
Mhm.
But
right.
when
I
you
also
really
think it's
listen, when you listen to all like both sides, there's some truth in there, and we're so much closer to what we want than we
Yes.
really realize because they're pulling us apart and they're focusing on just some aspect, and then you're right and you're wrong, rather than looking at what do we have in common, what do we both want,
Mhm.
or you know whatever view you have. And I think we're much closer in the things that we want in life
Yeah.
than that we're opposed, but we're in this, we have blinders on and it's our way or the highway. It's this
Yeah.
is right, this is wrong. Instead of looking at a broader
Big
picture
picture.
and trying to figure out, well, what do we have in common? You know, yes, there are things that need to change. So let's look at what we want rather than blaming and pointing fingers.
Yeah. Nicole, you were going to say something? Did-
yeah, I was gonna say I think a lot of it too is the continuous creation of this technology that's anything AI that's trying to confuse us all, even the most simplest and harmless things that are being shown right now. And the majority of these pictures of cute animals or whatever these little things are you're seeing on your scroll are like 50%, if not more, AI right now. But everyone is still even believing those small little things. And I think they're just working out the kinks to see how much of us are believing this technology, to see how much they can really get away with so they can keep using it on bigger scales like we're seeing with the assassination and things like that. And so I think it's really this trying to get us confused, like we're saying, to get us to fight and come at each other's all the time. But really, like we are saying, it's about the commonalities and the things that we all want. Because in the end, I think I mentioned this yesterday, but in the end, we really are all human beings that want to love and have joy and happiness and
And
have
acceptance.
togetherness and co-creations and all these things. That's undeniable. That who couldn't want that? But we're getting distracted and so zoomed in on these little very petty things that have nothing to do with the big idea. And so we're very get distracted and getting away from the idea in the first place, which is all starting with even what you're even seeing. Is it true or is it not? Now I don't even know if what I'm looking at is even real, let alone the facts. And so it's just very convoluted, and that's
and
the whole point. So yeah.
And I think
and
what's
we are
great. Oh, go
sorry,
ahead.
we are so much more alike than than
Mhm.
not alike.
Right.
Yeah.
And if we can just find that commonality, and we may want to express it differently, we may have different views, but we all want to be happy. We
Yeah.
all want
Right.
to be safe. We all want our needs taken care of. We all hurt, you know, we all love. So if we could just focus on those things rather than what separates us, I think we'd be so much further ahead. In my previous work, I think there was a lot of, you know, there's the them and the us kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And my clients would come in and I would say, you know, we're so much more alike than not. And they would look at me sometimes because they were former inmates or on parole or on probation. And I said, you bleed, I bleed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you feel the emotions, I feel emotions. We're not that different. We've just made different choices,
Yeah.
but we're really the same.
And I think that too, like, when you're also not, I'm looking at this as like, let's just say if this was a simulation, right? Maybe in the beginning, we're seeing ourselves as the player. We're very much in it, right? In the moves that we make in the game. And then when you can realize that you're not the player, you're the observer of the game. then your perspective opens up a lot more, especially with all that you're seeing, and you're not attached as you would be as the player in the game. And the more detached and you're able to see a bigger, broader spectrum, you're able to get more information and start to see the things that they tell you that are true. Like you said, they do give truths, but they say it in a certain way. And if you miss the truth, sometimes they're like, well, it's your fault. We told you, whether you heard us or not. That's kind of how they've been operating. That's what we've been experiencing. I think most of.
So the greatest lies are to use some aspect of truth in it. If you
Absolutely.
wanted to weave a story, you don't just
Mhm.
say everything that's not true,
Absolutely.
because
Hidden
then
in
you'll
plain
lose the
sight.
person. It's easy to see. Yeah, it's easy to detect and to see. But if you use some truth, then it can create confusion, because
Right.
then you uncertainty and you wonder, and it can shake you up more and confuse you.
And it's
Well,
like in the movies, everything if this is a movie, we are the movie. It's like the Truman Show. I mean, come on, when are we going to hit the top of the
Well, like you
firmament,
were
right?
saying,
Can we get through the firmament? I mean, let's go.
it's true, right? And then once we realize it's not just the observer, we're actually the creator of it all,
Yes.
then you can really start to play and see, well, look what I can create and look what I can do, and not have to do anything with your game because I'm creating my own right now.
Richard's
So,
doing that now.
yeah,
yes,
that's
I
right.
am. But let me share one thing. I watched a documentary a couple of years ago, and it goes back to Rome. And Rome reached a population of 1 million people.
Hmm.
And the politicians said, well, there's only about 60,000 of us. If if the people wake up and realize we're taxing them more, we're devaluing the coins and putting copper in it instead of silver and gold, then they could easily take us out.
Hmm.
So they invented the Colosseum.
Interesting.
Look here and don't look there. And that's what I look at today. You've got
The
baseball,
Hunger
soccer,
Games now.
yeah, baseball, hockey, everything. Look
So
over
many
here.
diversions.
Enjoy yourself. Don't look what the government's doing to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when you look at government, you don't know who to trust, because there's so many manipulators there and liars. They say one thing, but they're never going to follow through necessarily on it, right? They just want to get elected.
That's right.
So you have all these distractions. You have all these people telling you sometimes what you want to hear, but it doesn't mean they'll actually do it either.
Yeah.
So
We'll
it's
say that now, though, and I don't know how you feel. I completely 100% agree. And there's definitely controlling forces for people that I know I follow that I don't think would have ever been in office that are in office right now. But even there's some level of control. There's some level of control that they can't do something or say something that they're just not like everything that even happened with Epstein. There's something that completely halted everything.
Right.
And it's interesting to see how this is all playing out. But what I do think it did was everyone was like, screw it. I'm not picking anyone's side, because we all know though that those things exist, and everybody deserves, the victims deserve to be heard in some level. So I think for me, it was
Yeah.
just like, this is something's happening here. Something's being
Right.
orchestrated.
I
And
think we're becoming more aware of the orchestrations that are
yeah,
happening everywhere.
exactly. And it's
Well,
one
once
thing to the
we,
next thing to the next thing. Everything is
right.
orchestrated to some way. Like you can't erase what you said when you were trying to be elected, that I'm going to put them out there, and you can't go back now. Too many people were like, no, 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 we're not going to let you go this time. Where back in the day, people were able to move on. Up, we solved the crime, we're moving on, and now it's just not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally you're saying pretty much exactly what I'm thinking, which is crazy. I'm not surprised, but but I was gonna say let's what we're talking about now is we're still in the game. So
Yeah.
even the information, who it's coming from, the president or whatever, everything's still compartmentalized. He only has a compartmentalization of the whole. Let's go back to the galactic family. Let's go zoom way out. Like this is all the tiniest of the game that's actually really going on here, and why we're here as souls and galactic beings. Like it is so beyond what we're talking about is being in office and president, because it's still like they only get this much. They're only allowed to tell us this much. They don't even get to choose half
Yeah.
the stuff they tell us. So at that point, what game are we really listening to? It's all coming from so much higher up, and we
Yes.
don't even focus on or even know that
We haven't
exists.
even seen it.
So
The
yeah,
spider web goes pretty far from what I know.
exactly.
We're at the tail end of the spider web, what we can see and witness.
My
Right.
guide keeps telling me not to get involved in the chaos. I am here to be a witness. I'm a light worker.
Yes.
Like be an observer, step aside, look at what's happening. This is what you're here for right now. And shine your light, expand, learn, grow, but do not involve in the chaos, but do witness it.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. I'm
Yes.
getting the same.
Shantae,
Same.
you're on mute. You want to say something? It's okay. Whenever you're ready, just jump in.
Okay. I'm just going to say on that note, the presidential note, did y'all see there was a girl, I think she was 14 years old, and she went back and did the lineage
Oh
of
yeah,
all the
I saw that a long
presidents. Did you
time
saw
ago.
that ago?
Yes,
I
yes,
have where
yes.
they're all
This is,
connected by
yeah,
the
they're all connected by,
generational
Bloodline.
family.
400 cousin, every one of them except for one. And I can't
What is
remember the
that?
name. I want to say,
It was like
well,
someone random.
yeah, it was one
It's like
guy that we,
Johnson or something. I
so,
don't know.
yeah,
Something
but
random.
one Johnson, but yeah, I know what you're talking
Hoover,
about, Nicole.
something.
But that was before Trump, and I don't think he's connected to them either, if that
He
makes
is. He
sense.
actually is connected to the Clinton family. He
Is
has.
he?
He is.
Okay.
I
Mhm.
think
Well,
it's fourth
Hillary
cousin, I think, or
Clinton's
something.
fourth
family
cousin,
Cousin.
down way removed. It's just so wild, though, isn't
even
it?
down to
Yeah.
Obama. So there's also when Obama was in his teens. Did you see about that, Nicole? When he was in his teens, he was
Mhm.
part of an elite group that they went to this
Oh
camp
yeah.
where all
Yes.
these kids go to these camp, and you see in the pictures there's Schumer, there's just some other
All of them.
all of them there in this
So
camp, and you're like,
interesting.
what is going on? That
Absolutely.
kind of
Like
It
they're
goes
vetted
so far
long,
back.
long time ago.
Oh yeah,
Right.
they've been
That's very
the thing
important.
is, yeah, that group I feel like is losing, that's the ones that are losing control. So on a disclosure side, I know I said I was part of the disclosures with Stephen
Please share.
Greer,
Yes.
and he sees two ways out of this, or two things that are going to happen on a galactic family side as they start to come down. um, I don't know that y'all know, but we have reverse engineered, we've got a black ops underground that are literally,
Yes.
they want to shoot these things out of the sky. So until that's part of their game to put fear into us, put this and oh, I mean, like for us, we something dropped down now, we'd be like, hey, come on in, peace,
Yeah.
love, and tranquility, right? But they've been trying to put that fear out there so that we feel, and I feel personally, my own opinion too, that they're trying to stop us from wanting to get with this guy family or bring them into peace,
There
bring
are
them
these
into.
conversations about is the
Mhm.
Project Bluebeam. That's where they put the
Hmm.
false alien invasion out. This
Yeah,
Third Eye Atlas. There's a lot of conversation that some feel that it is not of. Again, I just heard what it is. It's some type of uh, um, AI spacecraft that is
yeah.
entering into what
It's
a
just passing through. I just feel like
planetary
yeah. I think it's just
space.
passing through, and they're using it as to make a big momentum for
Right.
whatever their
For
agenda
sure.
is, right?
Right. Well, we're at
Again,
the heightened
trying to,
times right now. I mean, it is. I mean, this is
it's
what we
that
came here for.
technology. They're perfect. They're trying to get perfect. So it's all confusing. So you don't know what was real and what wasn't, even though some of it's real, like we're saying. So
We
it's
still
Yeah.
very
don't know what
confusing.
those drones were over New Jersey. We had drones, like hundreds of drones for
That
a month. And
for
does anybody know what they were here doing?
well,
The way I understand that is the corporations that reverse
engineered.
engineered the spaceships. Well, they broke away from the government because and they
Yes.
stole all the technology. So
Yes.
they're the ones who
They're
have,
criminals.
yeah.
So they're
And
criminals that
Yes, they
stole,
are criminals.
and they
They're
were over why over New Jersey? What were they?
well,
I don't know.
I don't know the specifics about New Jersey, but it wasn't just New Jersey. Most people
There
were
were some other
focused
places.
and concentrated. It
There
was
was
over
just a lot of
California. It was over
energy or activity there.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
over Florida, and you're in New Jersey, so that probably was prominent in your
I mean,
mind.
it was like right there all the time.
It was
Every
on the news, right? All the time.
I
It was
mean,
on the
Yeah,
there were
news.
people making little videos of like drone videos.
yeah,
It was kind of funny. People were being entertained, but at the same time, I'm like, what's happening?
yeah. What's happening? So I think for at first we had thought, well, when I spoke to Stephen Curry, he said that at first you think that they're just trying to prepare us, right?
Yeah.
So because in the next 2 years, he feels like he does. Have y'all know what the app CE5 is? You
Mm-mm.
heard of that? So
No.
CE5, I don't think I have
I
my
might
phone
write
on
that
me.
down though.
Oh, like for ESETI?
So
Like,
CE5 is for contact. It's for, I've
yes,
used it.
yes.
I've gone,
I've
you
done
go
his
in
thing for it.
Arizona. Yeah, you go in Arizona or, different places. We get together, do meditations. It teaches you the tools. It teaches you all the things to have your own personal contact. And on there is also a network. And in that network, you can see all the locals that are part of that network. So that are willing to get together and do ET
Yeah.
contact.
Wonderful.
And it's very moving. I've had some people in this area that've had some amazing um, uh, contact, and it just doesn't happen. It happens at that moment. It happens for days. It teaches you a lot about it. So y'all download it. Just check out the app. It's CE5.
Mhm.
And it's just the more people get on it. Stephen Guerrero created it. Um, he's a founder, and I follow him, have for years. He's
Mhm.
about he does a meditation on there that's really
He has
amazing to help.
awesome meditations on there. Yeah.
Yes, he does. He does. And the
The different
tones.
frequency tools. Yeah, the
Yeah,
tones. Yeah.
a lot of the tones is like the crop circle tones that
Mhm.
they found inside of the crop circles.
Yeah,
I
I need to
play
see
them out in
that.
my backyard all the time. Y'all would
Did you
not
ever meet him in
believe.
person, Stephen Greer?
I haven't, but we're going to soon.
Yeah,
Um,
That's
I want
awesome.
you to report. Can you please come back on and
absolutely,
share some details?
absolutely,
I would love that. Lovely.
absolutely.
Yeah, I've followed him for like
Yeah.
several years. So that's really cool that you're having the contact because
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
yeah, he's definitely trying to put as much disclosure. It's all about disclosure, right? And
yes,
as
it's
much
all
disclosure as possible. So
absolutely.
that's awesome. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, we're trying to get the right disclosure. So
Right.
all
Absolutely.
these ideas that are people are like, it could
I
be
think
this, it could be that, it could be
just
that.
throw the trash out. Just tell us. I think a
Yes,
lot of us are ready. I've been waiting forever. Just tell me like it is. Like I'm
yeah,
tired of all
exactly.
this
But I think
nonsense.
there's they don't want to lose control either. So they're
Absolutely, they
I was
don't.
just gonna say.
so there's so much misinformation out there, and it's
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out how are they going to try and use this against us, really, to
Yeah.
maintain control. And
Yeah,
I've watched a lot of his. He's been on a lot of different podcasts.
yeah,
He's very interesting. It's very interesting,
isn't he?
and it does. It came. I never thought of it that way because I also will watch. Is it Daryl Anka Bashar?
Sure, yeah.
And I just, okay, it's going to happen. We're going to have more contact. And then there's the other side. Yeah, but do they want us to have this contact? How are they going to try and manipulate this situation so
They do
that
not.
exactly? So I hadn't thought of it that way, because
I do
it's
not.
inevitable. It's going to happen. And it's like, okay, but there's going to be some chaos there too. It's not necessarily going to be so easy or so straightforward as
I look at it this
So
way,
It's
guys. We
organic.
can't lose, right? I mean, this is why
yeah,
we do
no,
it.
they
We can do
can't
this over
lose.
and over and over again. We're getting closer and
Yeah.
closer.
That's
Yeah,
why it's divine timed
Yeah.
with that.
yeah,
so like that CE5 app, that's one of the reasons that he created that. Stephen said it was so that people, Americans, everybody across the world can have their own contact with benevolent beings that wish to only spread love and help us and give us technology, free energy, free water. I mean, we soil help, better our soil. So many things that they have information that they are willing and want to share with us. And
Absolutely.
so if that happens, who loses control? The government, all these people for all the ancestors of the president, all these, they lose
Mhm.
control. And that's all they care about. They
Yep.
don't care about, and there are a few malevolent, sorry about the word,
Yeah,
malevolent
that's a tough one. Malevolent.
beings.
Yeah, I can't even say it either.
Yeah,
Malevolent.
that we even heard Pamela run across one in San Diego. And I've heard of other ones that they've run across. Steven's run across some that are on the side of those that have been helping them. And
Yeah.
they're only a very small amount. Okay. And they're not coming down here to hurt us either. They're not going to blow us up. They're not going to do anything. I
A lot
mean,
of them need to feed off of us too. You have to remember
exactly.
that's how they survive. And a lot of them are
Exactly.
also, and especially the work that Billy and I have done in learning about entities, a lot of them, there's a process of their soul that they've kind of given up. They didn't think
Absolutely.
that they're controlled. And a lot of them don't realize that we are the future of them, they're the future of us. And then they realize, well,
Exactly.
if I'm harming myself, what am I
Yes.
Yeah.
doing? So then they come
Yes.
back around and they try to assist more. So I think we're learning a lot about,
Yeah.
and they're evolving too. I think this whole thing is an evolution.
Absolutely. But
they
there
have
there
their
are
own
I bet
journey.
Hmm.
I made the mistake of watching that program Invasion. If any of you have seen it,
No.
it's
No.
it's
Is
If
it
a
it's anything
scary?
bad, if it's anything
huh?
bad, then I stop watching those things, you know.
That's the
Yeah,
program for the AI version.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
and just the other day, I skim around and I'll put the news on for about three
Excuse me.
minutes just to kind of find out what's happening today. And somebody on there was talking about something, and they said it was on CNN. They said, "Well, if I had a vote, I'd say we should shoot it down."
Exactly.
And is that what you guys were talking about before, the whatever they're distracting with this thing they found? And
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
There are black ops out there that will and are willing to do that.
Yes.
They are willing. They're
Yeah.
reverse engineering. They don't have the tools, the technology that of course galactic beings do, but they're trying to get close. They do have created weapons that they can shoot things down and hurt these benevolent beings. And we
That's
don't
right.
want them to do that. You know what I'm
And
saying? They don't
you
well, they
have
were talking about it like that it's some kind of asteroid, whatever this is, and that
yeah.
from they're gonna break it up.
yeah.
So
That they're saying
Right.
it. There's some people that say it, but it is actually a craft of some sort.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard that too.
yeah, so I guess
I
again, it's all we don't know, right?
We
100%.
don't know.
Here's the
I,
funny thing. I
I have
watched that. Oh, I'm sorry,
Oh, Billy,
Billy.
go ahead,
that.
Billy.
No,
Billy,
that's
go.
okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say I've watched that AI Atlas. They're making, if you'll notice in time, they make such a big deal about one thing. Let me tell you something. There are um, ships everywhere around our planet right now. Everywhere. So if
Yeah.
they lifted their veils and we could see it right now, then we wouldn't be worried about the Atlas. They're just making
That's right.
they're
One
making a
reason why
big
I
deal
think the
there.
chemtrails, they're so active on those chemtrails.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally, if they uncloaked and we could see them all, and some of us can see them.
Hmm.
Some of us can walk out in their backyard, and I seen 6 of them last night. Some
Hmm.
of us can see them. They
I
are
was
allowed.
gonna say, is that because like where you're vibrating? I know like Carolyn
Yes,
talks about,
Yeah.
and
yes,
I right now I'm pet sitting, as you guys know, but I
yes.
have this great view, and I'm like, okay, you're out there, but I just can't see you because I'm not at your level. I talk to them,
Rochelle.
and then I say, if they did show themselves, I'd probably shit myself.
I don't see them either, Rochelle. I would love to be able to see them. But I don't think
Mm,
it's all of us can do that. But I'm so happy that Shanta, you can.
Well, you
Yeah,
can
and I
get
think
yeah,
it's a
to.
matter of
I
time, guys. Like I think that the more that we'll present,
Excuse
and
me.
again, if anything, they don't want to scare us. I think more than anything.
No,
yeah.
they do not
Well,
want
I
to
remember
scare
when
us.
I was a kid, my parents came home one night and said they had seen something like landed in the street. And, my dad was he's passed on, but he was always into that kind of stuff and the metaphysical. And my mom was a devout Catholic. So finally, I think he just gave up on that aspect.
Yeah.
But I wish that uh, I could pick his brain now. But like he believed in reincarnation, and I talked to my sister about it recently, and she told me about a couple books that he had actually given her to read on reincarnation. So
That's so cool.
Well,
yeah,
there's night vision goggles that you can purchase, but they're quite expensive, and they
I
Hmm.
say
love it. I
you
can
can
see you
see
with
the
yours at Richard
spaceships.
in the country at night. Like it's
You can see them with your own eyes,
probably can, especially
Richard,
where you are.
if you really focus.
Yeah.
There are apps out there that you can use so you can see where the satellites are, what they move. You can know, um, uh, like your satellites, they go straight across. They're at a certain. You can literally lay in on the ground and sit and watch them and see them. Not to
That's
mention,
awesome.
you can raise your vibration, Louise, to get.
How?
Well, there's different ways. Meditation has raised my body, right?
Okay.
Everybody says um it works different for everybody.
Right, but you know,
My
Meditation,
5D all
guide
day, I'm
keeps
telling
telling
you
me.
right now, 5D all day is
Mhm.
a high vibe cover. I actually really thoroughly enjoyed this conversation because I felt like it was some things that I've been curious about. So I want to thank all of you that brought that today because we are going to be wrapping up. But
okay,
this was a high vibe. I mean, this is all about high vibes. Every time we leave, we should be excited. Like, I can't wait for the next one. I can't wait to talk about this. And so right
Yeah.
now, when we're putting our intention, that's also another way of raising your vibration.
My
absolutely.
guide keeps telling me I need to meditate more.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah. I
absolutely.
think I don't meditate long enough. I mean, I think were you the Shantae? Was that you who said you will
Oh,
meditate for like a couple
Yes,
hours
yes, yes.
and you don't
Well,
fall asleep?
No, I do different meditations. So I go into, I'm really
Mhm.
into the breathing aspect. So
Mhm.
that breathing is life, movement is life. That's the two things you got to keep doing, right?
Mhm.
And your breathing, focusing on the note that just simple
Inhale.
starting off with that, focusing on the breath coming in and out of your nose. But Louise and Rochelle, any of y'all, I can give y'all some breathing techniques. I've also mentioned that we could do some meditations together, which would be amazing.
Actually, we used to do that in
Yeah,
our
we did that.
conversations, Nicole. We used to do an introduction with some breath work and a
Yes,
little meditation. Maybe we can do that if we
yeah,
all want to participate next month. I would love, if something Nicole, even or whoever, Shantae, want to lead something.
yes.
I would
For sure.
love
Yeah.
that.
I
Yeah,
think
me
And I
too.
guided
actually,
meditation would help.
I was actually just talking to my godchildren's dad today. The 10-year-old, he has terrible trouble already with anxiety, and I got a phone call from the school today 'cause mom and I have the same first name, and they thought they were calling mom. But he does this thing where he clears his throat and he does some ticking, and dad's like, I need to get him into some breathing techniques. I mean, like, how
Absolutely.
refreshing. And I told him, I said, when I come, I'll be there next month. I said, we'll do some stuff together. But like, I would have never thought about, I remember when I was his age, I had so much anxiety and fear, and that's all I ever remember feeling, even though I can't really remember events. But like, God, I hope I can help him have a difference, like
Like, we're
this
being
new
bombarded,
generation.
guys. You have to remember all the Wi-Fi, all that stuff is these. Unfortunately, these kids witnessed it way like at
Yeah.
birth than we ever had to. So there's a lot of frequency that's happening. So
The
Yeah.
other thing
Yeah.
too is
True.
that he may have some gifts that he doesn't understand yet. He may be
Yep.
picking up things, and that
yeah,
may be
Oh, and
creating some
he
anxiety.
is, yeah, and he's whatever that is above a genius, Mesa,
Mm-hmm.
or that's his IQ. So like
He's
he's
on the
and like
spectrum.
I
yeah.
I remember when we went, I took him to this thing at my sister's town at the church, and they were talking about Jesus and all that and the Virgin Mary, and he's like, that's not how it happened.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
Like,
That is
Nice.
great.
come on.
Oh,
Yeah. So and
Yeah. Good.
already in the like, well, we're just energy, Nana, and things that he tells me, it's blows my
Amazing.
mind.
I love hearing that.
Awesome.
So
Well, listen,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna wrap up. I love that we keep on going because you guys are amazing. So thank you so much for joining. This is bye. See ya. This is what we
Thank you,
typically
Danielle.
do. Like I said, we wrap up
Bye-bye.
just kind of with what's going on for next month. We'll probably be meeting. What is it? The October 31st. Oh, I don't know if we're
31st.
gonna meet on. We're probably not gonna meet on Halloween, so we'll have to figure that out.
Okay.
But usually the end of the month we'll find another. I'm actually gonna be speaking
Oh.
about quantum healing hypnosis on the 1st. So Billy, if you can be there, I'd love for you to be there.
Awesome.
And there's also
Oh,
amazing
cool.
other events going on. Yeah. So
Are you
On
a
the first.
QHT?
I
You're a
am a
QHT?
practitioner. I'm not actively practicing, but I am certified in quantum healing hypnosis. I've did many sessions, and then I
Because I
started
tried a session and I didn't really feel like it took.
it
Well,
took, and then I did SCHH, which Billy is also doing right now. And it was just out of
cool.
curiosity, and I did a couple sessions with that. But like I said, I'm in the thick of children, homeschooling, other businesses, and I just honestly don't have the time. But I found out the reason why I had to go down that path was really from my own personal experience and my own witnessing of what this practice is all about. So I'm really excited about sharing my experience and things like that.
Good.
Looking forward
Awesome.
to
I
it.
can't wait.
Looking forward to it.
Yay, wonderful. All right, y'all have a
Have
lovely
a good
Thank
one.
you.
and
Thank
See
you.
you all a
All
little
right.
later.
you all.
See y'all at
Bye-bye.
See you
5.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.